In this video, I want to show you how to work with Excel and the templates that I've created for test hypothesis. And what I'm going to do is I am going to zoom in to the template part. All right, so on this first page, on the template page, you can see I have counts and averages and standard deviations typed out for you. However, when I click on this cell, notice how I did it. Look up here. You see that first apostrophe? That's what allows you to see the template. That's when you put this in your template, you're just going to type it as you see here. You're not going to put the apostrophe in. And when you do that, when I go to the next page, when you do that, you can see I get the value 35, but when I click on this cell, it tells me the count. So let's go back to the template page. And so you're going to do a count of your data. Now my data appears in cells A2 through A36. That's why I'm using that as the data. I'm going to calculate the average for A2 through A36. I'm going to calculate the standard deviation of my sample data as well. And so whatever your data looks like, wherever the cells are where it sits, that's what you're putting in the parentheses here. The hypothesized value in a test, that's the value that we're testing against. So in the example that I did in the video, I used a test where we're testing to see if the mean exceeds 15. So what I'm highlighting in yellow here, those are things that you're going to have to enter in. Your values you're going to have to just put in. The standard deviation divided by the square root n, that's called the standard error, and that's what this cell does. It takes the standard deviation over the count, over the square root of the count. The test statistic takes the sample mean minus the hypothesized value in cell D8 and then divides by the standard error here in cell 10. And so the test statistic is going to show up here. The degrees of freedom is just going to be the count minus 1. That's appropriate if you're using small sample stuff. P-values, I'm just using distribution work. Now, depending if you're doing large sample or a small sample, some people use normal distributions here. I'm just going to use a t-distribution. A lot of software packages do the same. When you have large samples, the t-distribution and the z-distribution are virtually the same, so it won't make much difference. That's the test when the standard deviation is unknown, which is typically what we're going to be working with. Usually we don't know the standard deviation. Occasionally you might, in which case this lower, let's see if I can scroll down to it, template works for you. Again, the count gets you the sample size, the mean, the standard deviation we're assuming we know, so we're going to plug that in. Notice I've given you a second yellow highlighted cell here. So you're going to put in the value, the standard deviation, the hypothesized value, and then I do the math, and I'm not going to go through the math. Again, when you look here, I'm using, in this particular case, when you have the known standard deviation, I am using a normal distribution. But again, you see the apostrophe, you're not going to type that. You can see when I click on it up here, you see it, but you're going to just type it as you see in the cell here without the apostrophe, and then when you go to the example on the other page, you can see I don't have the apostrophe. I'm looking at the average of cells A2 through A36. I'm looking at the sample standard deviation of A2 through A36. Again, use the range of data that you have for the problem you're working with. Here's the hypothesized value. I probably should have had that in a yellow highlight. And then all the values get calculated. That template creates p-values. So 3 different p-values corresponding to 3 different alternative hypotheses. Depending where you're at in the material, some of you may have seen this, some of this may be coming in the next section. But p-values are going to play an important role. If you're using rejection regions, all we really need is the test statistic. The example I went over in the video lecture, or in lecture in class, depending on how you're getting your information, I used this example where we had a population standard deviation of 4, hypothesized value 15. The test statistic ended up being 2.958. Again, p-value stuff is calculated for you, and you can see that there's no apostrophe when I'm doing this. And so the templates that I've given you are intended to help you work with any test for a single mean that you're working with. If you know the standard deviation, use the bottom one. If you don't know the standard deviation, which again is most of the time, you're going to be using this top one, and then you can see the results depending on which template is the appropriate one to use. So I've uploaded the template for you to use. I think I call it something clever like template for mu, or test hypothesis for mu template. So play around with it and see how it goes. Now, when I ask you to use these things, when you actually need to use them is on your project. I'll also give you a specific project template. I'll give you a project video going through and showing you how to do it step by step. But this is how we work with Excel and test hypothesis for a single mean. Hope that makes sense. So long.